Hello and welcome to another edition of AttractWell Office Hours. I'm Coach Ashley, joined today by founder of AttractWell, Greg Kilwine. Hey, Greg.
Hello, everyone. Really glad you're here today.
We are. Welcome to our very first live call here in the new year in 2026. Really excited to get to work with you guys here today. We are going to be talking about how to launch your next offer. And very specifically, we're going to be exploring sort of how you can structure what it is that you're offering inside of AttractWell. So, how your ideas translates to the use of AttractWell's tools. If you're new here, welcome. We offer these calls every Thursday at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. And if you're new to AttractWell, you can get started and get all access to everything that we're going to share with you here today for just $1 for your first month. So again, welcome. Thrilled to have you. We are a place to be if you are someone who serves people, who is someone who provides a human touch to what you do. We have so many incredible tools that allow you to sell your expertise in all of its forms and merchandise too. We do have a store. But we're, again, really excited to get into what this looks like here today. I know that a lot of us are focusing. If you guys watched our pre-recorded January 1st training that focused on planning out your quarter. And I know for a lot of us in our Q1, we're going to be focusing on developing new offers to sell this year. And so if that's you, you're in the right place. We're going to start exploring what those things look like here today. So go ahead and say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're coming in from and how you help the people you serve. We're always thrilled to learn more about you and what you do. You are the inspiration for what we provide here at AttractWell. As you may have noticed, and you'll certainly hear more about next week, this is a platform that is always improving based on the things that you bring to us. If you say, Greg, can it be done? But before you finish your sentence, this guy shows up with a magic wand and makes it happen. You're going to see some of that stuff in action here today. And we'll explore more of these features in the coming weeks as well. So welcome. We're going to pop out a video, get into some of the slides, and just get into some housekeeping for today, and then we will come back here and work on some stuff together. I'd also like to know. Let me know in the chat, what are you working on? So, what is the offer that you are wanting to build here in the month of January or just this quarter? What does that look like for you? Is it a course? Is it a program? Who is it for? What does it do? All right, so today we're going to talk about how to plan and build out your next offer, whether that's a course, a program, a membership, a client dashboard, lots of different options for the different modalities that we support here. So what we'll cover today are setup options for your offer types. We'll talk about the features in AttractWell for your courses, programs, memberships, client dashboards, and the like. We'll talk about how to get started and get access to my favorite planning tool for building courses, especially if you're a collaborator. And then we will, of course, get into live help and Q&A. So if you have questions here on today's call, got a good number of folks here. Always excited to see you guys. Go ahead and add those to the Q&A. The chat can get really busy. And if you're asking me or Greg something, we might miss it. So if you're live on the call, please use the Q&A feature here in Zoom so we don't miss your questions. And if you would like to, if you're watching this as a replay, come join us on one of these calls. These are free if you're considering AttractWell. If you obviously are already with AttractWell, please do take advantage of these, free every week. AttractWell.com/office hours. If you'd like to work together live, I've had a couple people sign up for that this week. You can go to AttractWell.com/work review. We do reserve the second half of our calls for this purpose. So if you are one of the folks who signed up today, maybe leave me a little note in the Q&A. Let me know that you're here for your live work review, and I'll be getting to you in the second half of today's call. Now, if you'd like to go ahead and hand off your projects to someone so that they can get it done for you, we've got a team for that. I invite you to go over to attractwell.com/concierge. You can learn more about our team and schedule a no obligation call to explore your options. All right. So let me ask you guys, what are we building next? What is next for us? I want to look here real quick and just see in the comments, weight loss program, coaching program, platform for 40 plus women who want to feel wellness empowerment. Oh, I love that. Developing a lead magnet, a first offer, one-on-one coaching program. Fantastic. Building a podcast. Oh, you guys are so inspiring. Starting from scratch, whole site. Oh, fantastic. Blueprint guide for parents of tweens and a pen pal subscription. Oh, that's cool. Getting people to pay for my consult, scans, gut related health, big, bad, beautiful you. I love that name. Fantastic. All right. Let's get into this. So, today we're going to explore some different use cases. Now, yours is very likely going to fit into one of these categories loosely. I'm using these as sort of catch all phrases. I know that there can be nuances. So, feel free if you are looking for greater clarification in these sort of categories that I'm discussing. Feel free to put those questions into the Q&A and we can explore these together. So, what we're going to talk about today are online courses, how they're structured, group programs, which surprisingly are structured very similarly with a couple of extra features. We'll talk about memberships. Those can look at a lot of different ways. And we'll talk about what it looks like to provide dedicated private space to serve one-on-one clients. Now, the nomenclature that I use for this are private client dashboards. Of course, you might call yours whatever you'd like to call it, but essentially what we're talking about is creating a space that lives in your member area that is only for a one client login, right? So one client can get access to this one space. So let's talk about how we build in AttractWell. Now, there's a feature in AttractWell. So I guess first, rewinding just a touch. You have a website with AttractWell. Everything that you need, we have, right? So you don't have to go and use Zapier to tie together 17 platforms. You don't have to manage those 17 logins, hire someone to do this or that for you. It's all in one place, right? So you've got a website and you've got a back-end private part of your website that is accessible via login for those who are given permission to create one, right? That's your member area. That's a pretty straightforward thing. I think most of us know what a member area is. Now, inside of your member area, you've got a range of ways you can serve, but there is one vehicle that gets it all done. And in AttractWell, that is called a vault, right? So a vault in AttractWell can hold all types of offers. And your member area is where your clients access the vaults, right? So you have a member area with an AttractWell account. Inside your member area, you can have as many vaults as your plan allows. If you want to get unlimited vaults and classes, you can add that onto your plan and you can have as many vaults as you would like. Now, vaults hold three types of content: pages, discussion rooms, and classes, right? So there are these very specific delivery structures that hold your content that live in your vaults, right? So we've got our tiers here. Member area holds vaults. Vaults hold classes, pages, discussion rooms, okay? And your clients can be added to these vaults by a number of different means. This can be manually, meaning you could go into their contact card in your contact manager, and you can add them to the vaults that you want to add them to directly from there. They could pay for access to a vault at the vault level, which is often what's done if this is a recurring or multi-part payment. Or you could even have your point of sale be on a page or in your store, right? So people can be added to these vaults automatically or manually. And these vaults, like I just mentioned, are going to be able to handle your membership and multi-part payment plans as well. So vaults are also a place that can take payment. It could be one-time payment, it could be a payment plan, and it can be recurring, like a membership. And then automations in AttractWell, which is a separate feature we'll explore in some detail today. Automations can do things like provide or grant access, so managing access. Automations can also manage tags on a content, such as when someone moves from lead to client, right? And these automations can also manage how someone receives automated communications, such as maybe an onboarding email sequence that might go out at some point, or if you wanted to trigger an action, a communication, or something like this to occur after someone completes a lesson inside of your vault's online class. That's even the type of thing that you can achieve with automations, right? Now, before we go get to building, there's a really important order of operations that I can't stress enough. Now, obviously, you do you, but I've been working with these, building these, and teaching people to build these for many years now. And there is a process, and I'm not going to be fully dogmatic here, but there is one piece that I will be a little dogmatic about, and that is that we plan first, right? The most challenging thing that we can do is engage the left and right hemispheres of our brain with something new at the same time, right? To ask ourselves to be creative and technical at the same time. Now, for those of us who have that kind of ambidexterity in terms of thinking and operating, and you've just got the cojones for that, like that's great. Do you, if you're feeling bold. But for the majority of us who are maybe recognizing that we interact different ways with the learning process or with learning curves. I want to encourage you to be gentle with yourself here. If this is your first time creating something like this, to first engage with the definition of what you're doing, the creation of what you're doing, how you want things to look, what you want them to say, the images, the downloads, the videos, the creative work. I want to encourage you to engage that first. So don't go into AttractWell and build first. Get your stuff together first, right? That's my number one main thing that I want to recommend that you do. Because when you go into AttractWell and you're trying to build a thing, but you don't know what you want to say, you're now trying to switch contexts, which is actually a pretty large task for your brain to do that context switching. And then try to return to the mode that you were in learning before. And it gets stressful, it gets overwhelming, right? And I want to prevent that for you. I want this to be fun and easy. Now, Trello. I love using a Trello board to keep the planning process organized. I'm going to show you where you can get the board that I use for free for building out any kind of offer. I've used this primarily where I've been working with folks in conjunction, like where, maybe you have a team that you're working on together. But I think that this is just as useful for anyone who wants to be able to have a place where they've got all of their stuff organized, that is organized for you, right? Because when we're building a vault for our client to interact with, we're organizing for the client. And what we know to be true, the majority of us, is that the way that we organize information and what we know in our head is very different from the way that we organize and deliver information for another person to understand. Right. So we're doing that second part in AttractWell, and I highly recommend using Trello to have the organization for yourself managed as well. And again, I'll show you what that looks like here in just a minute. All right, so organize the experience and information flow. I recommend doing that in Trello. And then we're going to be filling that in with content. So our videos, our downloads, graphics, instruction prompts, etc. And then when we've got enough of it built, we don't have to have everything built. We then bring it into AttractWell to plug in and set up, right? Again, can't stress this enough. Have a very clear idea and even well-defined what you want to say, what you want to deliver, have that prepped for what you know you need, and then plug it in, right? So you're using AttractWell as a technical tool as opposed to a creative one where this is concerned. All right. Now, this is where you're going to find the Trello board. This is what I'm going to be really just beating on here today. Very importantly, this is a resource that I cannot recommend highly enough. I created it. It walks you through every single step as someone who has built probably more vaults than anybody else has built in the history of AttractWell. I recommend that you take a look at this and get to step in on this, right? So you've got a step-by-step guide in this course to build anything in a vault. So again, all of these use cases that you see here in this fun little animated image, you can build it all here. It's got planning tools, tips, templates, resources, and it'll show you even how you can live launch your offer even if you don't have it completely built yet, right? Because I am not of the mind that we need to build a masterpiece. I think we need to ship early, sell often, and iterate and build as we go, right? Because none of us are perfect. We all need to learn in action, and this allows you to do that. All right. So let's go first, see where I recommend you go to get started. And that is, if you haven't done so yet, I want you to go over here to AttractWell and click on the Success Academy. By the way, this is totally free. This resource that I'm about to share with you guys, totally free. It's the kind of thing that we could absolutely charge for, but we don't, because I want you to be wildly successful with this. So why gatekeep? So Success Academy, I want you to go to online resources and courses, and it's right here. How to build, and it's all right here. Now, when you click this and you click launch course, it is going to add you to this vault, right? And this is the member area, and the vault is right here. How to build your online course is the title. The title does not tell the whole story. This is where we can launch anything here. And actually, I just updated that. There we go. Yeah. Course program, membership, community, private client dashboard, all of this using Vault and AttractWell. So we go into here, and this is what I want you to see. It's all here in the course curriculum. So I just want you to open this right up here. and you've got a full step by step to walk through. So, all of these, I promise you, these videos are short. This is 5 minutes, right? This one is 2 minutes. This one is four. These are all very brief. Okay. So, what I want you to do, if you want to find the Trello board, which I've talked about a couple of times now, that's going to be over here and create your curriculum. I absolutely love this for planning. I show you how I use it here, and you've got a link to create your own board here using this template. There we go. And you can see that this is all here. So you're going to need to be logged into Trello to grab this. But essentially what we're doing, just to give you a Cliff's Notes on how to use this, is that this board for your planning purposes gives you the opportunity to first open this master checklist and see that I'm actually teaching you how to use the board, right? So just follow along with what's in the board here. And you've got space here to add information for things like your branding, right? So you can attach things like images. And I've got these are links, guys, to Canva templates that you can go and open and use to develop all of the visual assets for your vault if you want to brand it, right? So if you're confused at all about what size it needs to be, whatever, just go click in here to branding and it's got everything that you need. You put your launch dates in here. You put your marketing plan in here. I've got some prompts for you to start with. If you've got a live call schedule, this live call schedule, if you are maybe doing a group program, this is where you can put information down for that. And I've got some prompts for you to start with here as well. And then also, if you want to be thinking about what communication looks like, I give some notes here, right? So for instance, if you are creating a course, you're selling it at a low price point, and it is not a good economy of time for you to engage in Q&A because of the price that you're being paid for that course. I'm talking in here about what it looks like to disable discussion features, for instance. You may choose to keep something like that open for other use cases. Now, in the course itself, I do go over what it looks like for different types of offers, right? And so all of these, I provide different sort of nuances and guidance, based on what it is that you want to build. Again, all of these videos are going to be short, to the point, a good use of your time, promise. If you got feedback, I want to hear it so we can make this better. But all of this is here, prescribes it in order. But back to this board here. I've got templates here for you to use, these card templates. And these are just generally for particularly if you've got voluminous content that you plan to use. So maybe this is a signature program, maybe this is a membership or group program, and you want to have this structured in a particular way. Right. So we have, and these actually map onto the different types of features we have in AttractWell. When you build a course, for instance, you might have an overview module. You might have a module 1, 2, 3, 4. They might have names. You could go in and click these and change their names. In each of these, I've got steps for you to check off, right? So create your slide decks if you're using them, create video if you're using it, upload it to AttractWell, add your lesson copy, all to this card, by the way, create frameworks, downloads, etc., add them to this card. So this way, again, you aren't losing the details of what you've done. Everything is here in one place. And then when it's time to build an AttractWell, you keep this window open, you go over to AttractWell, and you start connecting these things together. Does that make sense? Right? So that's really the goal here. When you are building out an offer, especially if that offer has complex modes of delivery or voluminous modes of delivery, such as an organized volume of videos and instructional materials and downloads, etc. It really will behoove you to get into all of this and put the stuff here so that you can then go and easily put things in AttractWell and be able to set it down, walk away from it, come back and know what you did and what you didn't, right? All right. So let me see. Diane, you said I may have clicked on the incorrect spot. You're in the bonus project management Trello board training, but you don't see the board link. Yeah, that's going to be, let me see. Let's click. That's the lesson we're discussing here. It's going to be beneath the video. And it says grab the template to create your own board here. So you'll find that right there if you click that link. You will want to make sure that you're signed into Trello to be able to claim it. And you do not need a paid Trello plan to use this planner. And this is also true for the content planning systems Trello board that I've provided to you guys in the past. You can use a free Trello account and take advantage of this. You don't need, yeah, it is separate from us, but it's a free tool. All right. Yeah, in some cases, there are sort of unitaskers that we can that will recommend. And in my view, with AttractWell, that begins and ends with Canva for images, which you don't technically need because we actually do have a lot of image tools in AttractWell now. But I do like using Canva because it makes the like creating social media content and all the other stuff that you need to make that's not connected to your website a little bit easier and more consistent. So Canva and Trello. Canva, I highly recommend the paid version, but you can get away with the free for a long time if that's where your budget's at. But like for $112 a year or whatever it is for Pro, it's worth it. And then Trello, free. Free Trello, super cool, super easy. So grab this course, please follow it. It is going to help you stay organized and get this done the way that you want to have it done. So I want to show you, just going back here into the AttractWell client portal, which is what we've named our member area. This is an example of what a member area can look like. And you can see here, there's some examples. The Business Igniter is a program that we launched or actually we sold at the end of last year. You guys probably heard about this. Some of you have maybe signed up for it. We've just put this up, made this open. And so here I've got a logo, I've got a custom image in the background here. I've got information here that I put up at the top. And I wanted to show you a couple of different ways that we can set up a vault. Now, this specific example is a group program, and it's going to run for a set period of time. This is a 6-week cohort. And I've got a few things in here. There are pages, there's a discussion room, there's a curriculum, which is classes. And then I've got a page for schedule and replays. And then I've got these other links as well. Now, this is really interesting. If right now I am looking to get input to complete the scheduling process for this cohort. So I am inviting them to participate in a survey, but I just want to show you, this is kind of cool. When you open this up, it actually goes to Typeform. This is not in the vault. So you can actually use your pages to redirect, right? Like, so here I want to send them to my office hours sign up. Maybe you want to send them to your blog, whatever that looks like. You can actually use the pages feature to send them somewhere else if you wanted to. But this is a page that's actually in the vault itself. And this is where I would actually be including my replays later. I have a curriculum here where I'm going to be releasing content. It all says the 19th now, but this will be adjusted once we get our finalized start date after surveys are completed. But you can see here that I've just got pre-work information. There's no video. Well, there's a video in here. Several videos in here that I wanted to include. I've got a download section. This particular lesson, I am not including discussion on, but that is something that's possible here as well. And there is also, here's a discussion room. I've branded it to the same experience as the vault. I'm linking to those other pages in the vault. And of course, we can chat and discuss here. You can now, this is a cool new feature. You can actually schedule posts, and this is new. You can create a poll as well, which is pretty cool. Super, super cool. All right. So this is just an example. I've got another one here. Here's Brand Systems Lab. You can see that I've chosen to brand this slightly differently. And Kate, if you are interested in these programs, because we haven't finalized the dates, I suppose if you would like to join in, just shoot a message to our team, support@attractwell.com. I think we could make an exception and bring you in before we get started here in the next couple weeks. So you can see here, I've got a survey in here too. Discussion curriculum is going to look slightly different here, where again, I'm not focusing on video, but I do have a discussion here with a prompt, right? I've got downloads, and there's lots of different ways that we could set something like this up. So these are examples. So if you're in here and you're in how to build your online course, this is an example of a course, right? Of what a course would look like. These two that I just showed you, these would be examples of cohorts or group programs. Memberships could look like these as well. They would be probably a bit more active in discussion. You might, choose to brand yours differently. You might choose to not use images for your branding, right? So let me see if, I think this one is a very simple one. Yeah, you can see here, you don't have to use images. It could just be the name of it. And here's, the names of all of the lessons. Okay. So, and you can see here in AttractWell that we really don't push the envelope far in terms of color. We keep really, really close to our brand color palette. You obviously can set this up however you'd like. Let's go take a look at Jane's member area. We'll go look at her vaults here. And actually, I need to do, yeah, here we go. So you can see that this is built a little bit differently. You can set things up however you'd like. Now, there are going to be different considerations that I would encourage you to make based on how you want to deliver your offer. Now, again, just to make sure that we're super clear on this, in this how to build your, I go through all of them, right? So go through here, follow what's here. All of those nuances are covered in the order that I recommend to create them. And really, this is all designed, this course, to help you ensure that you're spending your time most efficiently, right? So I don't want you having to jump from place to place to get things done. But just to kind of go over what it would look like to create, let's just say, for instance, a course, what I would do first is I would probably start with classes. I would create the class because at the core of what I'm doing is building out that curriculum. And so what I would do here is I would go to add under my classes. I could use AI to actually develop something for me. For me personally, I'm typically going from my own outline. And the beautiful thing about this is, instead of go ahead and add a few lessons here, and we look at our program planner, let's just say that we have everything in our Trello. So we've got our title, we've got the description, we've got the module name, all of this is here. Guys, it just becomes a copy paste job, right? Here's the name of the lesson. Here's the description on the Trello card. Here's the name of the module, right? And it's just a copy paste, copy paste, copy paste to get that all done. And then once that class is done, you can go in and make modifications to it. You can choose what delivery looks like. So I'll just go open this one up so that you can see that you've got different controls, right? So let's just say, for instance, this is a course that is evergreen. It's offered all of the time, but you don't want people to be able to Netflix it. You want them to maybe come back daily, right? And so in that case, you might choose to unlock lessons after a certain number of days, right? So maybe they get access to this one immediately, but the next one, well, actually, here's this one. I think the 3 of those for day 0 are fine, but maybe we get into 90-day metrics. Well, that's on day 1. This one will be on day 2. This one will be on day 3, etc. Right? And so we can modify these so that the experience is tailored to the one that you want to deliver. Right? You also have the option to, if this is a group program, to make these available on specific dates. Highly recommend having the first one always available, or something that is available for people to interact with first. I do talk about this in the course, but maybe there are things that you want to have done right away. In this case, we're requiring homework, right? So here's our agreements and accountability. Maybe if this is a program or a service is offering, or it's a private client dashboard, you're going to want to require homework and require approval in order for them to be able to proceed. Maybe this is where you actually get a signed agreement from them, right? So here's our welcome message. Here is where they have to, like, they can't do anything else, access any of the rest of this until they have completed this. You could set this up this way where you're requiring, it requires your approval for them to be able to proceed, right? And they have to upload homework, right? So you have those abilities. And of course, you could go in here as well and you can choose, you could choose to attach video. You can attach those instructions. Of course, you can do that using the outline builder. You can add downloads here. You could also choose to allow discussion. And of course, you can apply that conversation starter as well, right? So lots of great options here for really providing the experience that you want. If this is a membership or it's intended to be a library, you might allow for everything to be unlocked. Maybe if this is something that you want to be a sequential experience, you could have something be completed in order. It is truly up to you. I think that the finer points of this are, at the end of the day, the majority of the content that you have in a vault is typically going to live in a class, right? Because that's where the highest order of organization and your control over the experience lives, right? Because I can make it so that you cannot jump ahead from here to here, right? Now, in this particular class, I'm making it available to you from start to finish. But I certainly recommend starting at the beginning and not skipping anything, right? But you might want to, if this is a private client dashboard, prevent them from being able to proceed if they haven't completed a particular step. I do that with high ticket offers, right? Or anything that's service based, where I need to do something, and in order for me to do it, I need something from you. I'm not going to let you move ahead and see the other stuff until you've done the thing you're supposed to do, right? And so in those cases, such as signing agreements, you might lock everything else until that point is reached. Now, one other thing that I want to talk about in classes, because again, this really is, I think, everything lives in the vault, but your client experience and how your vault differs based on the offer that you're providing is going to live here and in these settings, right? So what I would do here, let me expand this just a bit so we can see more of it. What I would think about here is just how you want the experience to flow, right? Does it need to be sequential? Do we want to ensure that people are completing a step before they can do something else? And maybe, perhaps, we want to automate something. Like, we want to automate a particular type of communication with them once they reach a certain point. So let's just say, for instance, that this is maybe a really important space. Like, there is something that the two of you need to do together at this point. Maybe this is a private client dashboard in that instance. What I can do is I can go into this lesson, and down here, I can, under advanced, run an automation here. So let's just say after someone completes a particular step in the process, you want to change their tag in your system. You want to maybe remove a campaign, an automated series of messages, or add another one. Maybe you want to redirect them somewhere. Maybe you want to add them to another vault entirely, right? Lots of different options here. So automations are also something that are capable of being applied to individual lessons, as well as at the point of completion for the entire class, right? So if someone has completed an entire class, the system can email you. It could also send a specific message to the student. And you can also choose to run an automation here as well. One of the other primary differentiators for how you set up your vault is going to be whether or not you include a discussion room. Discussion rooms are going to be something that in your vault, that in your vault is going to be there if this is designed, or if the experience is designed for interactivity. And of course, if the economy of time for your management of it supports the price point and all of that, right? So if we go into here where I think this particular example is someone who is a Young Living brand partner, and they have a space to serve their customers. So this is where you can have several classes. You can have pages where you have your monthly news and promos. You can have your discussion here as well. And the discussion is going to be really a space where you're able to provide interactivity between each other. A lot of the controls here are going to be similar to what you would find on Facebook, where you can choose who is able to originate posts. You're able to schedule posts and all that kind of thing. And again, if it is a course and it's not designed for interactivity, you can leave this piece out. And the final thing, before I get into questions and kind of explore use cases together, is when you have pages, and I'm actually going to really quickly leave this share here, and I'll come back and show you guys in a second. I showed you how you can actually use a page in a vault to redirect somewhere, which is a really valuable thing to use. Maybe if your offer is something that is a lead in to something else. So maybe you want to send them to a page where they fill out a form to apply for a call with you, and then you sell them onto a larger offer. But this lives inside of a vault. What you can do is, let me actually go find this in the vault itself, and then I will demonstrate. And yes, Diane, you can absolutely create a membership feature with this where you charge month over month. But here, really quick, let me show you this cool thing that you can do here. So this is this is the Business Igniter Vault I was showing you guys before. If I go here to fill out the survey, you can see that there's actually nothing on this page, but under settings, advanced, I'm actually auto forwarding to a URL, right? So you can actually you can link to other stuff in your vault that's not in your vault if that's something that you wanted to do. And let's go ahead and explore that payment option here as well. If I go here to payment setup, we can require payment or subscription to access the vault. Again, I go over all of these in detail in the course. Please do check out the course. It answers all of the questions. And of course, we're here if you have any follow-up questions for what's there. We can allow anyone with a link to purchase. We can select a payment processor and create plans. And these plans can be one-time payments, they can be plans, they can be recurring, and you can use coupon codes. All of these different things are possible for you here. And then you can basically turn, using this checkout page message, we could use the Vault checkout page as a sales page, right? And so this is what you're going to want to do if what you're doing is a multi-part payment. And again, definitely go through the course. It covers all of those different options and use cases for you. All right, so we have a lot of questions and I want to get to those. And then I want to invite out Tony. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know in the Q&A. I will definitely be getting with you to review your lead magnet here today. All right, Tracy has one question still. You have a private Facebook group in which you ask people if they want a free tracker and then submit their email, and they will in turn receive the tracker from the business email, but you're getting some people tagging the emails as spam. The way that you counter this is that instead of two ways to do this, Tracy. One is to not have that group on Facebook and to have a free community and a vault on your AttractWell site. And the only way for them to get access is to sign themselves up there. And when they do, you could also tag them, send them whatever it is, etc. But if you wanted to keep the Facebook group, if that is working for you, then what I would probably do, because you're probably not getting like dozens and dozens of people coming into it a day. If that's the case, let me know and I'll adjust what I'm saying here. Unless you're getting a number of people coming into that Facebook group on a regular basis, that it would be prohibitive for you in terms of your time, I would interact with them directly and have it be more of an immediate thing. You might need to adjust the language that you're using. It might be that you need to react more quickly to getting them plugged in, because it could be if there's like a lapse of time, or if they're at all unclear about what they're getting and who it's coming from and all of that. Anyway, I can't see all of it, so it's hard for me to diagnose. But I think that the simplest path is either going to be to have them just go straight to your AttractWell website and sign themselves up, into a vault there instead of a Facebook group, or you offer that download as a link to a landing page from inside of the member area, right? And I know that we want to get everybody's email address, but if you really are trying to navigate just using Facebook groups, all you really can do is suggest action, right? And the best way for you to ensure that people are truly opting in is to have them opt themselves in. And if they didn't opt themselves in, they'll forget that they said yes to something, right? So I think that the way to counter that is to get them to go to your website and put their information in by some means. All right, Elise says, what's the best way to use AttractWell to have my people pay $47 for the Fearless Kid Reset audio series of 6 MP4A recordings? I'm guessing Vault. It does not actually have to be a Vault, Elise, because you can add those recordings to your files section in your AttractWell account. You could actually send an email to them at the point of purchase that delivers all of those links. So if you have another use for bringing them in, so if maybe they're joining they get access to a community when they pay $47, if that makes sense to you, then you could include that there. But otherwise, you actually don't need a vault for that. Yeah, because $47 would be a pretty low price for you to try to maintain a community per person paying once only. So yeah, I would actually put that either onto a page where those links to those files are embedded, or just send them straight to the people who purchased. How many vaults can you have? You can have as many as you want. If you have the unlimited vaults and classes upgrade on your account. If you are someone who wants to create private client dashboards, that's definitely a recommendation for us. But you can actually see if you go to the attractwell.com website, the the number of vaults included with each plan. The Trello link is going to be, I want to make sure you guys get the course. The Trello link is inside of the course. And so you want to go into the course because you're not going to be able to use this without context. It's not going to make sense to you without actually following along with what's there. So TL, what I would do is let's go into the How to Build Your Online Course and then go right here to this bonus lesson right here. And you'll find the link right here under the video. All right, Tony, let me bring you out to chat. And let me also see if we have here, bear with me just a second. Brittany, if you are here, pop your hand up for me, Brittany, and I'll make sure that I bring you out here in just a minute. All right, Tony, hey, how can we help?
Good. Well, I'm working on my first project, which is a 5-minute brain reset with mental health. And so I just want to make sure my landing page is correct. And I've also put I've created a page, 5-minute reset ebook page, where people can see it there, or I have it downloaded in my files. So I want to know if that's correct.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So did you create it using the simplified landing pages tool, or is it on a page?
It's on a page.
Okay.
So it's on the website pages there. Should be the first thing comes up. There you
There
go,
it
5
is.
minutes.
All right,
That's the
great.
actual booklet that they'll get, or an ebook.
Okay.
And
All
then the
right.
other one is
Oh, this is what you're giving away?
yes, that's what we're giving away.
Okay. Excellent. Oh, and are you offering something on the page?
I noticed that at the bottom. This is I don't know how that got on there. I think it's
Okay. All
I
right.
probably need
Yeah.
to take that off because I
Yeah,
think
let
it's
me
in
show
the
you.
footer. I think that it got put in the footer.
Yeah, so actually, it is because we have on the page here, it just added it for you.
I
So
see.
if you don't have one, we could just choose in a pop-up or just don't show.
Okay. Oh, great.
So if
Okay.
we save that, that'll just make it go away.
That's
Here,
great.
let me come back over here. All right, great. So this is what we're delivering. Cool. And
Yeah.
then the page that you're using to offer that is which one?
It's the reset landing page next to it. There you
Okay.
go.
Okay. Oh, great positioning of copy, really striking image. It's good. Um, I would recommend just a little bit more padding in this
Okay.
section. Yeah,
Okay.
just to kind of give it a little bit more breathing room visually. This one as well.
I was concerned about it with how it looked on a phone though, on a smartphone.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's take a look. Oh, why is it like that?
Yeah, I
Huh.
couldn't figure that out.
Huh. Oh, ooh, weird. Okay, yeah. Um, okay. All right. So a couple of things. Um, hmm. Size adjustment could be playing into this.
Okay.
Yep.
Adjust that down then
Uh,
to 100.
yeah, I think, and we've got, okay, padding top, that shouldn't be, well, the left right padding.
This was all adjusting it for trying to find the best balance between the phone and the desktop.
Yeah, understood. Let me just kind of play around with this for a second because there's another way that we can look at sort of setting up a section like this.
Hmm.
You guys will get a little bit of mobile responsiveness training here today. Let me see. Padding. Okay, yeah, I don't understand what's going on here that's got this so sort of locked into the left side. But here's what I would do. I'm going to create a 2-column section and just kind of recreate what you've
And
already
fix
done
it.
here. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then my recommendation, and let me go ahead and just center this. My recommendation, the majority of the time, is that if you are looking to create a particular sort of look or feel on desktop and you
Hmm.
want that to be different from mobile,
Yeah.
then you're actually going to be creating two different sections on your page.
I did it on my website. Yeah. And I just hid one for
Yep.
phone, and I should have probably done that on here.
Yeah, that's generally what I would recommend here.
Okay.
So, but we can take a look at sort of how we can. Oop, nope, don't do that. Here we go. All right. So that's we can make this a little bit bigger. Obviously, you can go back and make some modifications to
Sure. Yeah,
this.
no problem.
What I also like to do, oh yeah, I do see you had this bold, etc. But what I would also do here is in this section, just click this here.
Hmm.
Um, and I would also vertically center the contents of this section. And so this way, you've got sort of like a visual balance,
Yes.
whether it's viewed left, viewed right. And then once you've got that to the point that you like it, what I would do is I would duplicate it and then I would adjust it further. And so that would mean here, and then one of these is not viewable on mobile and the other one is, right? So the opposites. Yeah. And then you would just be playing around with that. But I've gotten myself into this situation before as well, where I've played around with this to the point where
Yes.
I don't really know what I did that got me there. And
And this was
that's
the first thing I
case,
created. So, yeah.
yeah, so the best thing to do in that case is just give it a clean go.
Okay. I got
and
it.
and then
One
you can
other,
kind of play around and make it look, because I mean this obviously isn't necessarily doing what you want. I would recommend on mobile maybe taking, so this is the one that's mobile view. I would maybe center this one,
Yeah.
right? And then that looks so much nicer. And then on the desktop, obviously, again, there's some modifications that we can continue to
Yeah.
play around with here, including adjusting the width of the columns, right? So if we go into the column editor here, if we want this first column to be larger and this one
Hmm.
to be smaller, we can do that too. So
I see.
yeah. So
one other
okay,
thought
so
to toss in there quick is you can
yeah,
with the section editor, you can just ask it to make it mobile responsive, and most of the time it works.
Oh, that's awesome.
Depending on how much customization there is, you might have to say like, can you clean all the formatting off this first and then make it mobile responsive? Because sometimes if it's there's too many scalings and all the margins and all that, it doesn't quite know what to do with it. But worth a shot. And if you
yeah.
don't like it, you can just hit undo.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, that's a great idea. So I didn't save any of that. So let's just get back here and try this again. So like what we could do here is I could ask it to
Clear up the formatting.
make this section mobile responsive. And yeah, we can play around with it that way. And I think in all of them, just from a design perspective, more or less throughout the page, my recommendation would just be to add a little bit of padding to the top and bottom,
Yep.
just to give a little bit more breathing room. I think that you've got a great amount of social proof here. I think the volume of copy that's here is really good. I mean, really, it's just a matter of just small improvements of drawing the eye down the page, giving a little bit more visual breathing room, and maybe even, if you felt like it, adding, little animated elements here and there, right? So, having text appear at different paces and things like this.
Hmm. That's good. Hey, actually, I've
Yeah.
always heard that lesson about keep everything in the top third. That's so important. And so that's why I was trying to stay tight with everything.
Well, so the top third is really the most important for people who aren't bought in. That's the top third, that above the fold is
Hmm.
like that is where our best chance is. And so that's where saying something like this
Hmm.
up at the top is going to be the most impactful. But for somebody who maybe they want to know a little more, they're like, okay, yeah, but who is this Tony?
Yeah.
Right? That's where we start scrolling through and getting context. So a long landing page is actually not a bad idea because we
Okay.
do need to provide some kind of substance for people who aren't ready to convert at the jump.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think that you're close. You're really close. I think it's just a matter of some design tweaks, making sure that this is centered, that there's a little bit more space here. Again, you could maybe, have this image come in from the left and this text come in from the right, or just little things like that,
Okay.
that like they provide, just a little scratch to the lizard brain that keeps us like looking at stuff, right? It's a
Yes.
dopamine hit. And,
Yes. There you go.
those little things would help. And I would also consider putting the testimonials a little higher up.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Like maybe right underneath here.
Okay.
Yeah. Because what they're going to want to know first, I mean, sure that they kind of want to know who you are, but they're probably even more interested in hearing what people like them have to say about you.
Okay.
And so that would be, I think, a little bit more effective placement.
And then the link here, this is where it says "Get me started." That should take them to. They have to enter your email address.
Yeah, yeah. So this field's all right. So we've got name and phone. After they register, okay, you don't have to put a hashtag in there unless you have another reason for doing it.
No, that's just how it was when I looked at it.
Yeah. Okay, so this is where it goes. That's good. Highly, highly, highly recommend that you have some kind of a campaign here.
Okay.
And that campaign should point to this page. So your day 0 should point to that page. So matter of fact, let me show you guys something really cool. We'll talk about this more next week. But here, let me open this up and view it. This is the actual page that delivers the lead magnet. So what this is called a 5-minute reset. So we can go create a campaign and we'll add a new one. And what you could do is you can go here to the campaign creator tool and you could say, let me see. This is a series of messages that will be delivered to new leads after they opt in to get my 5-minute reset. I'll include the link below, but in addition to the reset, I want to also invite them to hit reply and tell me what their goal is in using this tool. All right, so I can, obviously you're going to want to give it a little bit more information than that, but there you go, there's that. Here's the link to access the reset, and I'll paste that link in, there it is. I want to give them 5 messages. This is the 5-minute reset, and this is your tone. This is friendly and welcoming, and assuring. And I'm going to create those messages, and it's going to give you, it's a new tool. We're going to talk about this more next week. It's going to give you a sort of outline, and you can go in and make modifications, say what you want to say. Generally, I recommend doing some kind of a, like an initial nurture, right? Where you're kind of telling stories, sharing some testimonials, case studies, et cetera, right? So like, when this person, maybe reiterating some of what's in your testimonial feed on that page, when this person tried it, here's their background, here's what happened to them, right? And these messages, more importantly than even the lead magnet itself, these series of messages that go out are what open the door for them to be able to trust you more, but then ideally to take action on whatever it is that you're selling or whatever the next step is with you, right? So here's your 5-minute reset. There you go. It hyperlinked it for you. Oh, look at this, got your name. Oh, that's so good. And yeah, here, this is so good. Your AI settings are set up in AttractWell, I assume?
Yes.
Yeah, this is fabulous. So, this is so good. I'm just going to go ahead and save this for you. You can go back and modify this later. This is really good.
Thank you.
All right. And so, yeah, coming back over to your page here, I would connect this to that point of conversion, right? So if we come back over here under leads and what to do after they register, there it is there, that reset. So yeah, this way they are going to be sent straight to that resource. I would recommend though, and this is just this is just a general best practice, and it's not broken. You don't have to do this, but I recommend actually not sending them straight to the thing that they wanted. I recommend
not to the file page.
Yeah, send them to a confirmation page, because this
I
way.
remember you saying that. I just missed it.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, if for whatever reason, maybe they put their email in wrong, they're now not getting those emails from you. They're not really on your list, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you send them to a confirmation page and say, I just sent that to you, you're preventing that from potentially being a bad lead on your list.
Okay, great, great. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Was that it?
That was it. Yeah,
Awesome. Awesome. Great work.
thanks.
All right. Let me see. Yulia had a question about a plan there. Okay. Tanya says, I teach fitness classes. Is a vault something like a theme? Should I have a vault for each level, meaning a vault for beginner, intermediate, or advanced? Or can I have all videos and content in one vault and just have the content in order? Yes to all, except that, well, the theme. So it really depends, Tanya, on the user experience that you want to cultivate, right? So if you want to have a space that is just for beginners, and maybe beginners have to have gone through a certain number of classes, et cetera, in order to be able to graduate to intermediate, then you could have a beginner vault, an intermediate vault, an advanced vault. And you can have sort of a pathway that people have to engage with. Maybe they complete this series of lessons and now they've unlocked access using an automation to the advanced one. But if this is more of a membership thing where beginners, intermediate, advanced are all in the same community, then you could absolutely put that into a single class inside of your vault and have everyone there together. You could still maybe have that be something that's sequential if you prefer. So yeah, the answer is however you want the experience to unfold for them. And in terms of how much content a vault can hold, I don't think we have a limit. I know that we have like video storage limits based on your plan level, but like those can be upgraded too. You can put as many classes as your heart desires inside of a class. You could put as many vault features like pages and discussion rooms and classes as your plan allows, or as you would like to add to your plan through unlimited vaults and classes or other upgrades you might want to contact our team about if you need something custom. So it's really as much as you want. Tracy says, how does the vault compare to school if we want to build a community that's very active? I'm not familiar with that platform. And we have communities in the thousands of people in a single vault. Just as an example, there's a billion-dollar company that has its members like doing wellness challenges together, and they promote this group that does this, and they serve their people in a single vault. So I mean, you can have an incredible amount of activity based on the number of people that are there. Or you could have something that's very quiet and simple and easy to interact with. It really just has to do with how you want to set it up and what you want to do with it. I think that the type of interaction that we come to expect from communities online, it tends to be guided by what we see with Facebook groups. And that's challenging. And it's challenging because Facebook is where people go to waste time, right? Facebook is where people to go and fall into the scroll. And so it creates a difficult environment for you to be able to get people to take targeted action and for you to be able to communicate with people. But it also gets you thinking that people are going to be more actively engaged than they would be naturally, right? Because people are accustomed to, trained to effectively open Facebook and engage, right? And Facebook at Meta has spent billions of dollars at engineering a product that manipulates you into that kind of activity, right? So they have created something over many years with many PhDs and engineers and people to create that outcome. Now, replicating something like that is going to be very challenging. However, you can build expectations and you can build habits, right? Or at least influence the expectations and habits of the people who engage with you. There are ways to improve on this over time. There's no complete or perfect formula for it, but I would say that in terms of providing a platform where you can hold a membership, AttractWell can do essentially what every other platform can do, but there is one caveat, right? If it's a platform that people are going to interact, right, like Facebook, then they're going to stumble upon other places where they can interact, right? Other groups, other communities. And AttractWell, this is just on your website, right? This is, they log into Tracy, right? And so when they log into Tracy, they're doing something specific. Now, if they learn that if they log into Tracy, they get access to this incredible community and it's only here, and there are incentives for coming back and engaging regularly, and we can build that habit into their experience, then you can, I would argue, get something even better than you can from community platforms, right? Because community platforms are inherently distracting, and that pulls away from the experience you are specifically trying to cultivate, if that makes sense. And if this is a paid experience, paid membership, a paid program, etc., it really is beneficial to have less of the they build the habit for you because this is a bunch of communities making noise together, and more of a I'm getting people to come here and focus and listen to what I've created, listen to what I put together, right? I hope that makes sense. All right, Peggy, could you please look at my Thrive Vault? The header in the discussion room, Let's Thrive Together, is not mobile optimized. Okay. Let me see. The settings in the member area, like for how titles and stuff like that are displayed, is not, I don't know, I feel like it's already mobile. This might be something, Peggy, here, let me just pull you out to chat real quick, because I might not be able to see this mobile wise, but it might be something to maybe send a screenshot to our team to look at together.
You noticed, Ashley, I created a banner in Canva, and the brand says Let's Thrive. So
that's what it is. It's the banner. Okay, yeah, so there are a couple of options here for that. Here, let me show you. Okay. So in the branding for your vaults, oh, so this is your main photo.
That's the main photo, yes, that shows on the dashboard. But if you go to the
discussion room, that's
room.
Right. Okay. I see. So what I would recommend, generally speaking, and this is true across websites, period, having images where the text is on the image it's eventually going to cause some kind of an issue with how it's displayed. And this is true really anywhere. What I would probably recommend is that you use maybe a cover photo that's blank that has this lovely green background, and then make the main photo in Canva, Let's Thrive Together, the copy, right? And maybe let's put that main photo in here so that it sits on top of the green background, and then it will automatically adjust and keep that text visible, right? So we're just going to be separating the text into one image that becomes your main, and then you've got a plain green background that is the cover, and then that should behave well for you. Does that make sense?
Just to clarify, so I would have to redo the image. I can't have the green background with the blue letters. I'd have to have the green letters on a nothing background.
You can, but because of and I'm not 100% sure of the width of this photo. Did you use our recommended sizes for that?
Oh, of course I did not.
Okay, so then yeah, you would probably want to remake it.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, with the cover, like if you're wanting to use text on an image, it's going to be tricky, but the way that I would recommend this to be as mobile responsive as possible is to have a plain background image color, just a rectangle of that green color, and then this blue, this text color, have that be like a square image that you create, and you upload that here. So maybe you have Let's Thrive, and then together underneath it, save that with a transparent background in Canva, upload that here, and then it's going to behave. It'll look nice on desktop always, and it'll respond nicely on mobile too.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's see. Is there a video on how to set up AI settings? Yes, ma'am, there is, Angela. It is right over here. If you go to Success Academy, live training and replays, go ahead and type in AI settings right here. And that's going to take you to the video and that's this one here. But if you go one step further, actually, I kind of want to put like a blog search feature inside of our Success Academy. But right here, if you read the blog post, you're not just going to get that video. I've also got a setup checklist for you that includes like some example prompts that you could put together. So you don't just have to watch it. You can actually grab this full PDF where I show you examples of what we're including here in terms of the scope of how we're training our AI and AttractWell to work for us. Okay. You were in a call. Okay. You have a Trello board from another video that I did, more like content related. Is there a way to add another section for this example? So Angela, I would not recommend that because the Trello board that I'm discussing today is for the purposes of planning a vault. And the other Trello board that you have is for planning and developing your content. And so these are two very different pieces of your business. So you can have multiple Trello boards with a free Trello account. So I would just recommend claiming this one. And you would name it for the program that you're using it to develop. And you put only things that are related to the program there and keep all of those pieces organized in that board. Okay, let me see. All right, you've got your Canva image, you've got that handled. Tanya got hers covered. I typed my campaign and then chose to edit an email builder. From there, I didn't see a choice to select your template. This is actually, Greg, question. So
I know once you're in
just,
the email builder, there is a button at the bottom that says change template. So if it somehow gets you into a place where it didn't let you pick a template, you can push that one and then you can choose a template and then it'll like replace it with that one.
but it won't override. So if you use the campaign builder and it creates that section of copy for you and you select, you scroll to the bottom and you select the apply theme or apply the template, it will preserve that copy that the campaign builder created for you, right?
I see what you mean there. It does replace it entirely. That's a good little improvement perhaps there.
So then,
okay.
Yeah, so that would definitely be a high level wish list.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, preserve what I already have, but add my other elements. I think is kind of what we're getting at. So Tanya, the way around that for now, if you wanted to work this out, is in your email templates, you actually have the ability to save sections. So here, apologies, let me get out of Peggy's account and into, no, that's not the one I wanted to use. Sorry. All right, let's get over to this one. Okay, so over here in our content library, we have email templates. So let's just say you have a template that you love and you want to be able to use its elements in other things. So let's just say you did use the campaign builder and you want to plug in some of these features. So what I would do is I would take the elements that you always use and I would save the sections, right? So here's like this one, for instance, here's my saved section. So here's my lead magnet image, right? And I'm going to save that. The other thing you could do, here's a thought, you could do this in the opposite direction as well. So if you use that campaign builder, you could save that message as its own section as well. Oh, Greg, this is the second time this has happened to me today. Do you see how that I saved a section and it just took me back to the dashboard? Okay. Might be a bug. But yeah, you can, and you can see all of your saved sections by going here. Everything that you saved will be here. And then you can easily grab these and pop them into the emails that you're building. So that is how you do that. Let me see what else. Yeah, grab the sections. Yeah, so that's what I would do. But that is definitely a on our radar thing for this new feature, to be able to just apply your template, but not erase the content that's there. Oh, the other option, Tanya, would be if you used the campaign builder. Let me just show you here real quick. Let's say we use the campaign builder. So I'm going to go pretend to create a campaign. I'll go to add. I'll use my tool here. Write a campaign that delivers my lead magnet called 7 Steps to Better Sleep. then write 5 additional emails that share testimonials and provide a call to action to book a complimentary consult with me. All right, so here's my campaign. I want 5 messages. This is my 7 steps to better sleep campaign. And this is friendly and warm, and we'll create it. So once we have these messages written, what we can do is actually just save what it gave us. And this would be a temporary step. And again, I would foresee sometime, in the nearish future, because Greg's got a magic wand in his back pocket and does this stuff pretty quickly, but I can't make promises for him. But I think that we're going to see a soon future where you don't have to worry about this workaround. But if this is something you're working on today, let's work this out. We go email builder here, edit an email builder, save this, right? This thing that it wrote, save this. That's the other option that I was referring to, right? So this is lead magnet 1, right? And I'll save that, be done with that, and repeat for the other 5 messages. And then what I would do after this is done saving is I would create a campaign that, utilizes my visual elements, right? So let's come over here and go change template and use my lead magnet delivery. There we go. And it did remove it, but check it out. I have saved sections here, right? So if I can go and find, there's my lead magnet 1. I'll pop that here, and let me change the text color here of my text. Right. And I've got all of that information, right? So again, this is a workaround. I would not assume that this is going to be a permanent way to interact with this feature, but it is another option for you for now. All right. I think I got everything in the Q&A at least. So yeah, so we have a Facebook group, by the way. Hope you're a member of it. Hope you'll come and join us there if you have more questions. Final thing that I want to point you guys in the direction of, if you are new to AttractWell or if you are unfamiliar with the scope, with the breadth of support that is provided to you here as a member of our community. If you go to the Success Academy and you click Get Help from a Real Person, yes, we are in the age of automation and AI, but we are the ones that refuse to be overtaken and choose to stand and be human with you. And we humans are here to help you. So you can reach out to us, send us an email. You can get in touch with us in our Facebook community. You can even hire our team to do stuff for you. Everything from VA services to builds to migrations. We have live office hours training, which you are familiar with because you're on here right now. We can work together on office hours, as you saw done today. And there are even smaller dedicated to getting help calls that Pam offers. These are fantastic. And she offers them multiple times a week. You don't have to sit through 30 minutes of training to get to your question. You can actually go and get the help that you need right then and there. She has small groups, and these are really great. And Pam is a brilliant marketer, website builder, copywriter, etc. You're in good hands with her. All right. So appreciate you guys. Thank you for being the inspiration for the work that we do. We'll see you in the Facebook group in the meantime. And yeah, hope you guys have a great week. We will be back next week to explore all of this stuff that Greg's been so busy with, and there's a lot to cover. So be on the lookout for the newsletter we send out tomorrow. We'll have the full list of the stuff that Greg has added, but we're going to explore those in depth next week. So till then, hope you guys have a fantastic week and take care. Happy New Year.